pick out doing some of these accounts that Greg handled and getting the opportunity. I just visited with April McFall at the Regency, and now I get to catch up with you. But you've been doing this Ladies' Day for a while.
Oh, I have, and I love it. It's nice to do. Matter of fact, as I'm going through town, I have people say, I heard you on Ladies' Day, and I'm like, oh, great. Yes. So I enjoy doing it.
And you got me some talking notes here, and I really appreciate that. So right at the top of the page, spring. You're looking forward to spring.
Oh, I am. I always think, people say, oh, February is such a bad month. But to me, it's just one day closer to spring because I am ready to plant my garden and plant my flowers. I have such a good time with that every year.
That is good to hear. What do you all got in your garden?
I started doing a lot more flowers because Cliff and I love sunflowers, and they're my favorite. So I do a lot of those. And during the pandemic, I grew a lot more flowers, so, my tomatoes and that kind of thing, peppers and green beans. But I started doing more flowers, and I just started dropping them at my friend's door. And, during the pandemic, people didn't want to interact. And so I just would drop a bouquet of flowers in an old jar I had or thing, and then I text them and say there's flowers outside. I got the most fun out of that. And so we just keep doing more flowers so that we can give them away. We enjoy doing it.
Now, as a realtor, do you find yourself moving around a lot? I mean, have you been in one residence for some time, or do you, I kind of like that place. Might want to move into this place.
So we've been in our house since 2011. Yes. Cliff and I have found many houses that he's like, Jill, let's buy this one. I like our house. We have equity in it, and we just actually put a whole new kitchen in it last summer. So we're enjoying our home, and I like our big backyard. I grew up in the country, so I like a yard, and I love a big backyard. So we just kind of thought right now we're going to stay in the house we have and do the things that we'd like to do to it. But yeah, I've seen some amazing houses. Matter of fact, there's one right now Cliff's trying to talk me into. And I'm like, no. But yes, we do see some awesome houses.
In real estate, they always say location is such a big thing, so I don't know, do I want a river view? Do I want to be near timber? Do I want to be in a town?
Exactly. Yeah. When Cliff and I moved back up here, because I'm from this area, he's from Southern Illinois. And when we moved back up here, we had a farmette out in the country by Fulton. And I mean, I'm a farm girl all through. And I had every kind of animal. He actually would not let me go, I'll tell you this, to the Kelowna sale barn because they had zebras and he knew I'd bring one home because I'm such an animal lover. But so we moved to town and it's been easier to simplify, but I'm still a farm girl at heart. But yes, there's a lot of awesome houses in our area.
So you're from around here?
Yes, I went to school in Erie.
And you grew up on a farm?
I grew up just in the country.
Okay.
And then when Cliff and I moved back up here is when we got a farmette, kind of a little farm. And we had, I don't know, I think the only thing we didn't have was sheep and guineas and llamas. That was it. We had everything else.
Now, you've been featured in February is that Real Estate Producers Magazine?
Yeah.
So you're abbreviating things here.
Yes, so I am abbreviating things. So yes, so Cliff and I were featured as a couple in the February Real Producers Magazine of the Quad Cities.
Okay.
There was another couple from Mel Foster, then there was another couple from another agency. But yes, we were featured, talked about how we got to know each other and how we are in real estate and things such as that. And we really enjoyed doing that. That was a fun thing to do.
So how can people get this magazine?
So the magazine, I could send them the article online because I have access to the article online. The magazine I can actually order for them, but the article on Cliff and I, just get a hold of me on my website and I'll just email it to you.
So what was it like being interviewed? Did you say, well, can I take a look at this before it's actually published?
Yes. So there was a photo session that they set up with us, and then they asked us a series of questions and we answered them. And then they had their writer write it up, and then we proofed it and added or took out a few things. Okay. And because Cliff and I have worked together for basically, we've been married 36 and a half years. We've worked together almost all of our marriage. He had a secular job. I mean, his main job, but then also we would do things on the side. He worked at ADM. I've done working at ADM. He would need people to paint or something like that. And I was the one who would go in and do it. We've worked on the house together. We work on the cars together. We just enjoy doing everything together.
Well, that is good to hear. Are there many couples in real estate?
I'm not sure how many. I know this magazine featured 3, so there may be more. But There's not that many in our Quad City area, MLS.
Now you're with Mel Foster.
I am with Mel Foster. I'm in my 9th year.
Okay. How did that come about?
So we had the auction business. We had Sorrell Auction Company out there in Comanche. And Cliff always said, you should get into real estate. And I'm like, oh, no, man, it's too hard. I cannot do real estate. And he's like, just try it. So I took the classes. Mel Foster gave the classes. And I really enjoyed it. And then Charlotte Courtney, she's in our office. And we also did U-Hauls at our auction business. And her husband came in and she was starting real estate. And she got us into real estate. So I started it first. And then Cliff is in his 8th year. So he came along after. And he still misses the auction business, but I love real estate. I have a blast with it.
So what's he miss about the auction business?
You know what? I think he misses calling, and it was fun. He goes, I could just sit up there, and he goes, and I was in control, is what he'd say. Yeah. But he does miss it, but, he had some health issues. So then we just decided to go with real estate and step out. We do charitable auctions. We've done those for the windmill and the sawmill and different ones. So we've done those before, and those are also a lot of fun.
So he gets his auction fixed.
Yeah, that's usually how he gets it. Yes, that's usually how he gets it.
Yeah. It is interesting, the auctioneering aspect of, because you do go to auctioneering school, right?
Yes, we did. We took it with Walnut Creek Auction with Dave Ashelman down in the Quad Cities. We took it with him. Cliff took it first, and then I took it. And then we had what Dave did, which was really nice, is that he had a weekend where he had an auction. And that's where we had to learn that we called and we learned how, because there's so many aspects to the auction business that he taught us all of that.
So you're an auctioneer?
Yeah, I'm an auctioneer.
Okay. Do it just real quick. Just do a quick auctioneer. If you could for us, say I've got this piece of paper here.
Okay, so we're going to say that that's a nice piece of lead crystal vase.
Okay, I got a crystal vase.
Okay, so here we've got a nice piece of lead crystal glaze. So I can't even talk to me. Got a nice lead crystal vase here. I'd like $20 bid now. Bid them in 20. Bid them in 20. Bid them in 20. I'll take 10 now. 15 now. 20 now. 25 now. 30 now. 35 now. 40. 40. I got 35 now. 40. 40. Hey, that's still cheap. I got 35 now. 40. Sold $40, number 72. That's my auctioneering on the internet or on the air. So
that was pretty good. That was outstanding. Now, I always get nervous when I go to an auction because, oh my gosh, I didn't want to bid on that.
Yes.
Do you get that sometimes? People say, I didn't want that.
Yeah. And they would always talk and gesture, and we'd be like, listen, if you don't want to buy it, keep your hand down.
That's right. Yeah. Exactly.
But that went so much along. The real estate business went along with our auctioneering business because people would say, I don't know what to do. I live out of town. I need to take care of this estate. They would hand us the whole house. We would do the estate and sell the house. And so now we have ways of helping people. I have one coming up that actually I'm going to just have an estate sale for the lady. And then I'm going to sell her house because she's moving out of town. She's going to take what she wants, and Cliff and I will handle the rest. And that's kind of sometimes what we do. We do a little extra for people because they need it.
How do you find out about some of this stuff? I mean, the contacts, how does that come about?
It kind of comes about because of the auctioneer business. People will call us and say, hey, I'm looking for an auctioneer. And I will give them names out. Here's some auctioneers to call. This lady just asked me, she says, I'm looking for a real estate agent. Are you the right agent for me? So then I started corresponding with her, and we had a phone conversation. I met her mother, and then I met her other daughter, and it just went that way. And that's what we're doing.
Visiting with Jill Sorrell. Before we get into the weather break, I see where you guys are going to be, or Mel Foster, a sponsor of Tailgate and Tall Boys coming up here in Clinton.
Yes, that is an exciting event for Clinton. I am very excited that they're able to do this, and Mel Foster is going to be one of the sponsors.
So are you a country western fan? Is it country western, or is it just country? What do we call it?
So I don't know what they call it. There's like different genres. That's what I think is nice, is they're appealing to different genres, but yeah, I like country western.
Okay, again, visiting with Jill Sorrell. A check of the weather is coming up next.
Hi, it's Sabrina from Sweetheart Bakery. Guess what time of year it is? Blarney time. St. Patrick's Day is coming, and what better way to celebrate than with one of our famous little squares of heaven. Blarneys are a made-from-scratch yellow cake layered with our homemade buttercream icing and rolled in crushed peanuts. These tasty treats are so popular that we ship them all over the world. Call us today to place your order and divulge in your own piece of heaven. Sweetheart Bakery, serving families in Clinton and the surrounding areas for over 70 years.
It's time now for the Storm Track 8 weather forecast, brought to you by Billion Auto.
A little less in the way of wind and rain today. We're expecting partly cloudy skies this morning to become mostly cloudy. We'll see temperatures near 50 this afternoon. Clouds continue to increase tonight with light rain developing. We'll be in the upper 30s. And for Wednesday, partly cloudy, much warmer, highs in the upper 50s. With your Storm Track 8 forecast, I'm meteorologist Andrew Stutzky.
Currently, we have fair skies and a temperature of 40 degrees. Winds are out of the west at 5 miles per hour. This weather report on KROS has been brought to you by Billion Auto.
So, you need a new vehicle. What's the best vehicle for you? Where do you get financing? What's your trade worth? Answer all these questions and more at BillionAuto.com. You can compare 16 new car brands and thousands of used vehicles, all in the palm of your hand at BillionAuto.com. Plus, estimate the trade value of your vehicle in 2 easy steps. It's car buying made easy. Apply for credit pre-approval at BillionAuto.com. All applications accepted, not all approved.
Are you a downtown business or resident who is struggling with reliable internet options? Miles Communications is now available in the immediate downtown Clinton area. Get rid of the pricey and lengthy contracts of your current provider. Miles Communications offers affordable internet, phone, and voice over IP phone systems, as well as TV options with no contracts. Call today at 563-682-7111. Email info@milestelephone.com or check out their website at milescommunicationsco.com. Miles Communications, bringing a better internet service to the area and keeping you connected.
Visiting out with Jill Sorrell on our Ladies' Day. Shop local is something that Mel Foster, and you're involved with Mel Foster, kind of promote.
We do, really. Mel Foster does a shop local every year. They have us take pictures so that we can put on the internet where we've been. They really encourage us to shop local in our communities. Cliff and I love helping out community groups. This year, we got a letter from the Comanche Library. We're helping out the Comanche Library summer reading program. So that was a privilege to do. And it's just nice to help different ones in the community with what we do.
Let's talk a little bit about the real estate market right now, Jill.
You know, it's still a seller's market. We still have a strong market. It really is still a seller's market because inventory is still low. I did pulled some numbers that between 75,000 and 150,000, there's 12 homes on the market. They've been on the market 81 days. We may say, oh my goodness, that's a long time. Not for the current market. And they're still selling well. They're still selling at price. And 151,000 to 300,000, there's 13 homes and they've been on the market 69 days. It's amazing, really, that, the last 2 years you could almost name your price. Now we're settling down a little bit. Our interest rates are settling us down, but still we have buyers out there. So we need more sellers is what we need. And over 300,000, there's like 9 homes. There's a lot of lots on there, a lot of to be builds, but as far as actual homes, there's like 9. So really, we're still in a seller's market. We have low inventory.
Let's break these down now. 75 to 150,000. What am I going to get there, Jill?
You're going to get a nice home. Depending on if you're looking for a bigger home, like a 4 to 5 bedroom, you might as well plan on doing some work, some updates, some TLC, that type of thing. That's kind of what you're looking at. We do have investors that are selling on the market. We have some that are selling their rentals. Some of our landlords get a little older and it's time to downsize a little bit. So we do have some of those on the market.
And what about 151 to 300,000?
Some of those, you may have to do a little TLC, but a lot of them are going to be move-in ready for you. The more you pay, the more you're going to get. So you need to see, if I buy cheaper or if I buy for less money, by the time I put all that money into it, am I still up to where this other home was that I could have just walked in and lived? So everybody's home is different. There
are so many programs now on about, renovation and different things like that. Do you find yourself watching those?
No, I do not like those shows.
You do not like those?
No, because it seems okay. So I love new ideas. Okay. But sometimes it seems unrealistic as to how easy it is or how cheap it can be, because it never seems to go like that show says. I like the shows that give you new ideas, okay? But these ones that go like they can just flip it in a couple days or a couple weeks and they're going to sell it for this much money, we're not necessarily in that market,
What gets me, it floors me sometimes, and I know these are homes like in the East, the price of these homes, and then what you look like what you're getting.
Yes.
It's just, I go, wait a minute, how can that house be worth $500,000?
Right. Yeah. And they'll say, well, I got it for 300,000. I'm going to sell it for this much.
Yes.
And I'm like, so what you have to remember is in that market, we are not that market, but we still have a good market.
Right.
So, yeah.
Well, you got a song.
I do. I have Ed Sheeran, Castle on the Hill. Cliff and I love Ed Sheeran.
When I was 6 years old, I broke my leg. And I was running from my brother and his friends, and tasted the sweet perfume of the mountain grass I rolled down. I was younger then. Take me back to when I found my heart, broke it here, made friends and lost them through the years. And I've not seen the boring fields in so long. I know I've grown, but I can't wait to go home. I'm on my way, driving at 90 down those country lanes, singing to Tiny Dancer, and I miss the way you make me feel. It's real when we watch the sunset over the castle on the hill. 15 years old and smoking and rolled cigarettes, running from law through the backfields and getting drunk with my friends. Had my first kiss on a Friday night. I don't reckon that I did it right, but I was younger then. Take me back to when we found weekend jobs, and when we got paid, we'd buy cheap spirits and drink them straight. Me and my friends have not thrown up in so long. Oh, how we've grown, but I can't wait to go home. I'm on my way, driving at 90 down those country lanes, singing to Tiny Dancer, and I miss the way you make me feel. It's real when we watch the sunset over the castle on the hill. Over the castle on the hill. Over the castle on the hill. One friend left to sell clothes, one works down by the coast. One had 2 kids but lives alone. One's brother overdosed. One's already on his second wife. One's just barely getting by, but these people raised me, and I can't wait to go home. And I'm on my way. I still remember these old country lanes when we did not know the answers. When I missed the way you made me feel. It's real when we watch the sunset over the castle on the hill. Over the castle on the hill. Over the castle on the hill.
So you had an opportunity to see Ed Sheeran
Yes,
on
we
a
did.
beautiful day in Soldier Field.
Yeah, we did. It was freezing cold, but we had a great time. Our kids gave us a little anniversary gift, and we truly had a good time.
That is good to hear. Again, Jill Sorrell visiting with us on our Ladies' Day. She is a realtor and an auctioneer, as we heard. And right now is buyers. You want to talk about buyers?
Yeah. So there's a lot of people out there looking to buy. Interest rates have gone up some, but you know what? They're still not scary. You can always refinance later because housing prices, we don't see really coming down. They're going to continue to even rise some, but it's important when you're a buyer to get to a lender, get your pre-approval letter going. That way, your price point. You don't want to go to something. You don't want to go look at a house and then find out it's outside your price point, and that's the one you love. Nothing will ever compare to it. And that is such a sad thing to have to go through with the buyer, because we coach them through how to get through the process and everything, So it's imperative that they have a lender so that they can get a pre-approval. If they don't have a lender, we have some we can give them. They can choose whoever. We get nothing from those lenders. We just know the ones that really work well with our clients. So they can choose whoever they want. And so that's an important thing. And just to let people know, because sometimes they think that we can only show Mel Foster houses. But as real estate agents, I'm licensed in Iowa and Illinois. Cliff is licensed in Iowa. So I can show any home in Iowa and Illinois listed by any company. And Cliff can show any home in Iowa listed by any company. So don't think you got to call that number on the sign. Just give us a call and we'll help you.
All right. Something I've asked all the visitors so far here today, what do you find rewarding about what you do now as a profession?
I love helping people find the house that's going to fit to their family so they can start their new memories. When the kids go into a house, like taking the children through, and maybe the parents have already put an offer on the house and the kids have seen it for the first time. This happened recently. And they went and they chose their room. So then I'd say, why did you choose this room? Well, because I like this or I like that. So it's nice to see the family as they're in, and the kids are excited and the parents are excited. And sometimes too, people are surprised they can buy a house. They're like, oh my goodness, I can't believe I can do this. And I said, but now you're investing in yourself. When you rent, you're investing in your landlord. You're putting equity into his home. When you have your own home, you're investing in yourself and you're putting equity into your own place. And that's something that people should be proud of. I've had 19-year-olds buy a house. And I'm like, that's a really good start for them. That is awesome. So, everybody wants the car first. Start out with your home. And then work on the car later, because the home is you're going to be investing in yourself with a home. And
I would think often what you're paying for rent is probably what the house payment's going to be.
A lot of times the rent's higher than the house payment. Yeah. And I'd always tell people, and usually when you rent, you can't put a lot of stuff on the wall and you have rules that you can't this and that. I said, put as many pictures up as you want. Have your friends over. Don't worry about if you're going to be too noisy for the guy down below, because you own this place. So then you can enjoy it for yourself.
Challenging. What have you found the most challenging part of what you do for a living?
Well, the real estate market, as far as you get things that go and an offer's going good, and then maybe it falls out, or things such as that. So challenging is probably when someone can't find a house that's for them. And right now we have people that are having a hard time wrapping their mind around the market, the housing market. And it's just like, it is what it is. So we just have to accept it's here. It's not going to go away. And so we have to wrap our mind around that this is what you're going to have to pay. Sometimes the hard thing is sometimes it's hard for people to realize, okay, I want to downsize. Okay, but now what do you want to give up? And those are hard things to do. So it's a challenge sometimes for people to find the exact house for them. But I always tell them, don't give up. We're going to find that right house for you.
You bring up something interesting. Downsize was just generally people who are older. They want to downsize. And you talked about the 19-year-old getting a home. You work with a wide range of ages.
I do. I work with all different people because it's fun. I connect with everyone, no matter what the age, no matter what the status, no matter who they are, no matter family or whatever. I enjoy people.
Did you see this being your life's work?
No, I never thought I would be a real estate agent. I have done heavy equipment operation. I've done missionary work in foreign countries. I've been a concrete finisher. I've been a heavy equipment operator. I've done a lot of different things, and I never thought I'd be this, but just like the other jobs, I love what I do.
What a diversified background.
Yes.
Heavy machinery.
Yes, I've operated heavy machinery.
How'd you get involved in that?
So we had a concrete business. We did decorative concrete. And Cliff taught me how to operate the Bobcat, the backhoe, and everything. He always trained me on whatever we did, whatever equipment we had, that I learned how to operate it, because I was sometimes the main operator. He'd be down in the ditch and I'd be on the backhoe.
Did you enjoy that?
I did. I loved it. Hey, I love whatever I do.
Have you been on backhoe lately?
Not lately. No, I'm dying. Cliff wants a skid steer, a skid loader.
Yes.
And I'm like, no, because we'll have a yard tore up, but I would just love to have one because they're so much fun. I enjoy it.
Jill, if people want to find out more information on you, how can they best do that?
You can get a hold of me, Jill Sorrell, at 815-535-1591, or you can call my husband Cliff at 815-535-1592. We would like to help you if you're looking to sell a house or buy a house. We can give you a market analysis on your home.
Thank you very much. KROS, Clinton, Iowa.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Navage.
I'm Steve Kathan. A festive protest outside the U.S. Supreme Court. People who want student loan forgiveness. And inside, justices are hearing arguments on the Biden plan that would forgive loans for 40 million people.